All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Level Up podcast. I'm here with my man, Tommy Gill. Tommy was a client of mine, also a fellow Southie guy, so appreciate you for hopping on, man.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you for having me on. Fired up to be here.
I guess to kick it off, just a little backstory. Where you from? Where do you go to school? What do you do now?
Sounds good. I grew up in Medfield, Massachusetts, suburb of Boston, and I grew up playing a bunch of sports, super active kid. I'd say pretty typical upbringing. And I ended up going to Gettysburg College down in Pennsylvania to play college lacrosse. D3, had a great time. It's a very work hard, play hard environment. But yeah, anyway, so after graduating Gettysburg, came back home to Boston, where I now work in real estate. And yeah, I'd say working in real estate, it's awesome. Definitely takes up a lot of your time. So, learning to balance your time between work and staying in shape and all that stuff has been a bit of a learning curve, but Matt's been super helpful. So yeah, excited to be on the podcast here and share my experience.
Awesome, man. What position did you play lacrosse, by the way?
I was an offensive midi back in high school, and then once I got to college, I was switched to defensive midi. So
okay, yeah.
A little bit of a little different, but
yeah,
it was fun. Not as many goal scoring opportunities, but still got a couple in there.
Yeah, 100%. I in high school I was LSM, so it's kind of D-midi, but obviously you get the long stick, so you can whack some people. But it was a good time for sure. But
Christ, I would have hated to line up against you.
I wasn't quite as big back then, but yeah, it was a good time. I definitely missed that. And I think, dude, part of the whole lifting thing is for me it kind of filled that void of you grow up playing sports and then it's you get a job and you're well, what do we do now? So
yeah, exactly.
I'm sure you probably felt that obviously doing it in college, right?
Yeah, it's you have that structure, you have your your coach sponsored lifts 3, 4, 5 times a week, so you're expected to be there 10 minutes early, and you hit it hard for an hour and you have your workout given to you. You're not really developing that I guess that personal knowledge of knowing what you need to do and to build your body up and keep your strength, keep your muscle mass going.
Yeah.
So obviously in college it's so helpful having that. I walk into the gym, my coach hands me a sheet of paper, and I have my 3 lifting partners, and we just hit it together. But yeah, once you leave college, you don't have that anymore. So that's I'd say, dude,
yeah.
You coming in and helping me out with that was so big. And I don't know, I've told you, your program is I've hit maxes that I'd never even hit in college when I kind of thought I hit my peak athleticism or whatever. And now I'm I'd say I'm 220 right now, which is I'd say pretty heavy for me. But I feel still pretty lean, but I'm also strong as shit compared to where I was, I don't know, back in college or even a year ago today.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, that kind of segues us into the program and stuff. So obviously it sounds so you were in college, you kind of had coaches telling you what to do. Where were you kind of before the program as far as lifting? Did you have a plan, or were you kind of just going in there and doing whatever? Or where were you kind of at before you started?
Absolutely. I would say before I had calling it a plan might be a bit generous. But I kind of had a structure, I guess we'll call it. I had my idea of a leg day, my idea of a chest day, and I was basically doing push-pull legs. But it was I kind of would go in there. I wasn't tracking anything. I would I'd do my movements until I basically just go until I was burnt out for those muscle groups, which is effective, but it's kind of, it's not the most, dialed in. Leaving so much on the table. So I was kind of almost just playing a game of maintenance. I was kind of staying the same weight, staying the same rough level of fitness, kind of maintaining strength, not really pushing for extra reps or anything, which is fine. But I don't know, screw it. Let's get,
yeah, for
we're
sure.
going to the gym. You want to stay motivated, getting stronger or whatever, seeing results. That's what it's all about.
100%. Yeah. I think even one of the things that keeps you in the gym and keeps you going every week is the idea of trying to improve. So I think at a certain point, it's easy to get to a point where I'm kind of just going through the motions. I might as well actually dial in and try to get these lifts higher and stuff like that. So definitely relate to that. When you started, what was kind of did you have any specific goals you were trying to achieve? Certain lifts or gaining weight or whatever?
Yeah, I'd say we talked about it a little bit. I definitely wanted to put on a little more size, and then obviously bigger, leaner, stronger. I mean, I guess everyone would kind of say that, but that truly I don't know. I grew up a skinnier kid. I was always pretty tall, but also pretty thin. High school, I was junior year, I was probably 6'4", 180, and then slowly kind of just trying to pack on muscle or like pounds to that frame. So yeah, I'd say that like you started working with me, yeah, just getting bigger, adding a little more size, and yeah, like I'd say like, and also the mobility thing, which has been awesome. I hit that this morning. Feeling pretty good right now.
Let's go.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'd say, and like yeah, just adding on size. And the thing that I thought was so cool about working with you, dude, was like if you took like a look at the program like week 1, and then like looked at it a month later, like so like you and me would hit a couple calls a week or whatever, and you would like kind of tune in the program. You'd ask me how it went, give you the feedback, and you're like, hey, let's try this out, like whatnot. And the program's totally transformed. And I was like hitting the gym. I was like, dude, this is sick. This is like, this is all the lifts that like really feel good for me, and it's like, everyone has their preferences on like what's their favorite way to hit tries, their favorite way to hit chest, whatever. And like, dude, you got me fired up for leg day. Like, I don't think that's ever been something I've said in my life, but credit where credit's due. So
that's awesome, man. Yeah, it is kind of cool. Like before the call started, I just like went back to the beginning, dude. Even like your strength numbers have like shot up, and I think part of that comes to like having an actual program and True Coach and stuff like that, and we can get into that. But like some of the raw like numbers, dude. Weighted pull-ups, are you doing like 45 pounds now?
Yeah.
Dips, you're doing like 35, right?
Yeah.
When you started, were you ever doing weight or were you just ripping body weight?
Body weight, dude. Never any weight.
And then the presses, incline bench, shoulder press, I think they went up each like 10, 15 pounds, right? Something like that?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think my like shoulder press is what my incline dumbbell was. My shoulder now is what my incline dumbbell was like in the spring, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Like I have an older brother who's 8 years older than me, and he's always kind of been like, he's always been like my idol, whatnot. And like I was lifting with him this summer, and he saw me like ripping 65s on shoulder press or whatever. He's like, dude, what? Like, since when can you do that? And he's like, dude, I'm supposed to be your bigger brother. You can't lift more than me. Like, what the hell is this? So that was a pretty cool moment. But yeah.
Yeah, that's sick, dude. And then I think the other big one was squat, and I think the mobility definitely helped with that too, right? But like, I think you gained like almost 50 pounds, give or take, right?
Yeah, I mean, we started out pretty light and like getting the form down, and that one like I think roughly 50 pounds. Yeah.
Dude, that's sick. I mean, what do you think is kind of like, obviously having a plan, but what do you think was the biggest change, how you got strong? Was it like the way we set up the sets, or from your experience, like what do you think, what kind of clicked for you to just start hitting PRs like that?
I would say, I think the tracking is such an underrated thing. It's almost like the way it kind of fits into my mind is like seeing what you hit last week. It's almost like in Mario Kart, you're chasing the little ghost of like the PR for whatever course it is. It's like you're chasing that ghost, dude. Like last week you had 7 reps at 85 pounds on incline dumbbell. This week it's like, all right, we got to hit 8. We got to go for it. And it might, maybe you don't get 8 that time, but you just keep chasing that and you eventually do hit it. And then it's like you break through that plateau, and it's like I don't know, like the consistency, just chasing that ghost, dude. Like you're gonna break through eventually, over 2, 3, 4, 5 months, like you're gonna catch that ghost like 6 or 7 times, and then that's just so much progress. It's small in the moment, but like, dude, brick by brick,
I like that analogy. But yeah, I mean, you're totally right. It's like in the moment, it's like, oh, you did 1 more rep, cool. Well, imagine if you did 1 more rep every other week. Or like maybe you added 5 pounds a month, like even something small like that. 6 months later, like that's crazy. Especially like I find the weighted bodyweight ones, like dips, pull-ups. I mean, you could even add like a 2.5 plate, and like it's not that hard to go from bodyweight to like 35, 45 pounds, as you saw. So I think like the big thing is just, I mean, kind of just getting simple. Like for people watching this, track your lifts. Actually, like keep track of it and try to improve. And I think the rep ranges help too. If you're doing like a 6 to 8. It's all right, maybe you got 6 this week. Let's stick with this and actually try and get to the 8, right? Maybe get 7 next week. Maybe get 7 again. All right, well, it's still a win. You're not moving backwards. The next week, you go and hit the 8. It's like, all right, money. Then you're good to go. So in terms of obviously like with the work schedule, how did you feel like the type of training in the program fit with your schedule? You feel like time management, you were able to make it work? Was it, I guess, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was a huge thing for me too. And you added so much value there. Is like, like the corporate work-life balance, whatever, it can be kind of nuts, and like it can be super draining. And like, I don't know, it's like I have a crazy day at work. Like I'm not thinking about what I'm hitting at the gym after.
Yeah.
And like, that's just like another thing. Like I'd pull up to the gym, I'd already be exhausted just mentally. And then I'm like, oh Christ, I have to like figure out what I'm going to do at the gym now. Like, and like, I have a rough idea, but then it's like, that turns like a 45-minute lift into like a 90-minute lift, 2-hour lift where you're not like, you're doing the same amount of stuff, but it's just taking you longer.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's like 8 o'clock and you're like, I got to eat dinner, like all this crazy stuff. But like, dude, with your thing, it's like, I pull up, open up True Coach, and yeah, you just plug in and you just do the sets. You check it off. Like the checking it off, such a good feeling. Underrated moment right there. It's just crossing off that the sets and whatever, entering them in.
Dude, 100%.
Yeah. And then like eventually, like I've never been a morning person, but like having like the True Coach plan, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna venture out of my comfort zone and go for the morning workout. And I've like totally transformed into like, I'm like, I'd say 80% of my lifts are before work, and just getting them done. It's just, yeah, you just pull up, open up your True Coach,
Yeah,
and you have your roadmap, dude, and you just got to complete it. And then having the little extra time pressure of getting to work on time, I'd say it adds to the time it takes you to finish up the lift.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude, having that structure is like invaluable. You can't speak enough about that.
100%, man. Yeah, I mean, there's something about hitting the gym like first thing in the morning. You just feel like you start the day with a win, go to work, especially hit the PR. You're just like, let's go. Like, so cool. Yeah, that's some good stuff. In terms of the nutrition, right? What was kind of the biggest changes that we made in terms of the way you looked at eating and like all that sort of stuff?
I'd say this is so eye-opening for me. It was like you kind of walking me through the whole tracking of your macros and whatnot. I'd say my whole life I've eaten pretty clean, and I've always been kind of conscientious of protein. But then like, once we started working together and you showed me this whole tracking the macros and whatnot, dude, like we found out I was eating like close to like 300 grams of protein a day. And it's like, you just don't need that.
Yeah.
So it's like you can like, and like, yeah, you still get your protein in, but like maybe cut it down 100 grams, hit 200. Then you can fill the rest of those calories in with, your Tate's cookie method, which is should be world famous. The DiRico Method, Tate's cookies. I've definitely polished off my calories a couple of nights, like watching like a Batman Begins or something with some Tate's, and like I'm like, I'm sick. I can have like 5 cookies and then I'll be dialed in on my calories and macros.
Yeah.
And watch a sick movie at the same time. But I'd say that was the most like eye-opening thing for me, is just like you can think you have a good understanding, but you're probably not as like dialed in as you'd think until you actually track it for a little bit. And then once you do that, it just kind of opens your eyes, and opened my eyes, just like being aware. I was like, Jesus, like I don't need to eat this much chicken in a day. Like,
yeah. First of all, Batman Begins, great movie. Had to get that out of the way.
good.
But yeah, I mean, especially with fitness, right? You see everyone saying like, oh, eat more protein. 1 gram, 1.5 grams per pound of body weight, like all that stuff. And I did try that. Like, I tried it out. I thought, oh, like the more protein you eat, the more like gains you make, right? But what happens is every day, like you have a calorie budget. Like both of us, it's like, all right, we kind of know how many calories we got to eat. And once you hit that certain protein requirement that your body needs, the extra protein like doesn't really help a lot. And in reality, you're cutting into the amount of carbs and fats that you could be eating, right? Like, is eating too much protein bad? No. But if you cut it back a bit and had more carbs and fats, what's going to happen? You're probably going to have more energy. You're probably going to have higher testosterone. Like, there's other benefits of that. So that's something that I realized, and I even tried it out. I'm like, all right, I was eating super high protein. I cut it back and started just like eating more carbs and fats. Everyone tells you like, oh, like go eat low fat, low carb, whatever. I find, dude, if you eat your carbs and fats, you feel better. Like it's all just kind of balanced. So, and that goes into the whole Tate's cookie thing, right? Like you're watching, like, what the hell is this dude talking about? Like, essentially, the whole premise is like, if you get like 80%, let's say 80% of your calories, good quality, like nutrient dense food, right? Then if you get 20% from like cookies or like chocolate or something that's not optimal, it doesn't matter. Like as long as you're hitting your calories and your protein, and you're training in the gym, hitting PRs, like the eating approach that's gonna work is the one you can stick to, right? Like. And for me, like, dude, I tried like strict diets and like 100% diet. I could not stick to that. But throwing in some like Tate's cookies at the end of the day, I could do that every day. Like I could hit the calories like it was money. So that's kind of my perspective on it. It's like, you know, what's the best way to adhere to your calories? It's make every day like you actually like what you're doing. You know what I mean?
The DiRico Method, baby. Undefeated.
Undefeated. Awesome, man. All right, guys, real quick, if you are liking this content, then hit that subscribe button. Going to be pumping out more of these videos more often, giving you guys some more free value. And if you are interested in the Level Up Transformation Program, which is the program that Tommy was on, then stick around to the end of the video. Going to give you guys a deeper dive of what that looks like and see if it's a good fit for you. So with that being said, let's get back into the podcast. Yeah, I mean, that kind of takes us into the next topic, more on the lifestyle balance. The thing that's cool about you is we're dialed during the gym, but I'll see you out in like Southie getting after it at the bar, right? And we both kind of like make that work. What do you think is your biggest thing for how you still go out and have fun, but stay on track with your fitness?
Yeah, dude. I think it's a super important part of it is like you have like a really good week, dude. Like reward yourself, go hang out with your friends, go have a couple drinks, like meet some people. Like that is so important. Like just as like human beings, you know, we're social creatures. We gotta get out there. That says, you know, the way I see it is like, you know, you all week, you work hard, you just keep your diet dialed in, everything. Comes to Friday, still get your lift in, eat healthy. You definitely earned a couple drinks, and like as long as you're not going crazy, you know, like, and then eating like 10 slices of pizza when you come home, like you're good and you can fit it in, and there's absolutely a place for that. Like I don't know, like one thing that you would say is like, yeah, have like a healthy snack at home, like ready for you, because you know you have a couple of drinks, so you'll probably be hungry when you get back.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not crushing 3 slices of Magoo's. You're like, I don't know, like I got my pretzel rods, dude. Like I can eat those all day. It's a snack. And then yeah, I'll still have my slice of pizza here and there after the bar. But yeah, dude, there's absolutely a place for it, and you just gotta, I'd say, just be consistent, and you know it'll work out. Be aware, be the awareness.
Yeah, 100%. The awareness, that's the biggest thing, because I mean, I'll even say like I've had periods in the last couple of years of like going out a ton, like 2-3 times a week, and I also had periods of like being full sober when I was trying to build my business. And I can kind of say like going full sober, like locked in 100% perfect is not it. Because like, yeah, you might make better results with fitness. You get so much FOMO and you're just like missing out on opportunities and experiences you could have had. So in terms of like, all right, well, how do you make it work? It's the awareness, right? It's like understanding what is the negatives of drinking and going out, right? Like what are like the negative outcomes? It's usually 2 things. It's your workouts and it's your calories, right? How do you solve your workout? Just don't lift the day after drinking, right? It's like, if you're hitting your PRs in the gym and you're progressive overloading, you're building muscle. Doesn't matter if you drink a shit ton of booze on a Friday. Like if you're not lifting Saturday, you still built the muscle. Like it's not gonna like, everyone's like, oh, it screws up your gains. Dude, if you're hitting PRs, like it really doesn't. You know what I mean? And the biggest thing for most people is like the calories, right? Most people, they blow way over the calories on the weekend. Mm-hmm. And how you approach that, at least like how I do it, is just like being aware, like, all right, based on my experience, like how many drinks am I probably gonna have? And then kind of getting a rough estimate of like, oh, how many calories give or take is that, right? And then you can just be like, all right, well, if I'm gonna go out and have 600 calories of drinks, maybe I should dial it back in like during the day a little bit more, save a healthy snack or meal for when I get back, and prevent eating 1,000 calories of DoorDash or pizza, right? It's like, if you're thinking ahead about it, you can 100%, you could have a lot of fun and still be fine. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like the awareness, dude. It's the key. It's the key. You were telling me, like, just think about it. Like, you don't even have to like honestly, being aware of it will, and like that will change your actions. Like, even if it's just by a little bit, like just the awareness. It's like, you're thinking about it and you're like, all right, like, yeah, I guess like we can fit this in, just gotta do it the right way.
100%. It's funny because even like this summer, I'd say like July and August, I definitely had a lot of fun. Like compared to the rest of the year, like first half of the year, I went out, but like not that much. July and August, I was like Saturdays and Sundays, like a lot more than I used to. Yet I still came out of the summer in the best shape I've been in. And I was looking back, like, what did I do different? And it was literally just that. I was just like very aware of where I was spending my calories. If I was gonna go out and drink during the day on a Saturday, I'd probably like get a workout or like hit steps before that. You don't even have to really eat like super clean. It's just ballpark your calories, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, once you kind of understand that, it's so much easier to maintain like leanness, go out. And the big thing is like being guilt-free. If you're going out and you're like, oh, I'm screwing up my gains, like you're not gonna have as much fun. Where if you're going out, you're like, bro, I had a great time and I'm gonna wake up and still be in shape. Like, let's go, you know what I mean?
It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude, I think that's definitely a big key of it. Like, how do you make fitness a long-term thing? It's learn how to do it, enjoy the process, have fun. Another thing too we can get into is like the more fit you are, the better your quality of life is, right? Like you can probably say like being more fit, you have more confidence, you have more energy, and you probably like you can take that and apply that to like work and like relationships and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on that, and have you kind of seen that with yourself?
Absolutely. Like kind of like you said, like I've been trying to kind of change my perspective on it, and it's like at the end of the day, it's like you're making an investment in yourself, and I think that's so important for your like your mental, for your everything, confidence. Like you're doing this for yourself, and like that is just such a worthwhile investment, dude. You get one life, one body, take care of it, you know. And I'd say, yeah, like you hit your morning workout, you're feeling good, you're in a good routine, like that carries over to work. Like you're like it's the discipline you're building, it's all that like you're more organized, everything. It's like the skills you need to build to like kind of stay in this really good routine absolutely spill over into social work, like everything. And it's like it's definitely life changing. It's like it's just like, you just got to do it, and you're gonna be the one to reap the benefits. And it's like it's a self investment, and it's the best one you can make.
100%, man. You hit it spot on. And even like I kind of give the example of like, so my business, it's Level Up Transformations, right? Like why is that? It's because I think like, dude, if you just start with fitness, everything will fall into place. Just get your physique right, build your confidence, and then once you have that, you can just do whatever the hell you want. You can, pursue your career. You can get better at having better relationships with people. You can pursue other skills. Like you can do so much stuff. That's kind of what got me into like even making a business and stuff too. Is like I got myself dialed. I'm like, well, I like the whole PR thing. I'm like, well, what am I gonna hit a PR in next? Let's do some things and like start winning more in life. So that goes hand in hand. And like if someone's watching the video, and you're like not exactly where you want to be, I think Tommy can agree. Like, dude, just get yourself right in the gym, start eating healthier, and things will start to go your way.
Absolutely, 100 couldn't agree more. It's you're just paying yourself, dude. You're paying yourself. It's in the life's most valuable currency. So it's like do this good thing for yourself, and it will pay massive dividends down the road. And it's yourself, dude. Come on, like treat yourself good. It's the best thing you can do. You deserve it.
100%, dude. Sweet. And then another thing too that you have gotten a lot more into, especially with the program, is the mobility stuff. How has that like affected lifting or yourself in general?
I'd say the mobility stuff. So like I was telling you, like I blew out my hip my sophomore year of college. Blew out the labrum, got it surgically repaired, and that definitely like kind of smoked my mobility a little bit in the short term. So I've always like since then I've been kind of fighting to get back. Like I don't just the mobility stuff. It's like like I feel like being like when your muscles are all like tight and stuff, like you kind of get tight too. Like it's like you don't feel good. And like kind of opening up, like loosening up, getting your joints feeling better and stuff. Like you just feel better. Like that's the simplest way to put it. I know that's not like the most in-depth explanation, but like I don't know, like having like being able to touch your toes or whatever, like I don't know, like simple things like that. Like you just feel better. When you're walking around or you're lying in bed, you're sitting in a chair, driving to work. I don't know, like you're just more comfortable. And you also like, I don't know, if you're going for a run or like doing like playing sports with your friends, like you just don't really, you feel more athletic and you don't really feel like you're gonna get hurt. Like I think the mobility is just so underrated because that's kind of what's gonna like make the whole staying fit process, like that's gonna allow you to do that for years, decades to come. Like that's like another like thing I think people should pay more attention to, like especially in your 20s.
100%, because a lot of people it might not impact you now, but like when you're 30 and 40 it probably will. And that's even for me, like a couple years ago I was doing heavy lifting and stuff like that, but I wasn't doing mobility, and I'd always have like a sore shoulder, or like my back was tight, and then be sitting down in a chair and you're just like uncomfortable. If you just do enough mobility and you work on certain points, and you're at a point where you can just like walk around and live life freely and like not have pain, that is so underrated. Like people who have pain like will pay a lot of money to get rid of that pain. So it's like it's one of those things, like not everyone might need it now, but if you start adding it in, you're just saving yourself a lot of frustration in the future. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. It's like I don't know, like like what like keeps me motivated is like, dude, I don't want to get like a hip replacement in like 15 years,
Yeah.
Like I want to like keep it dialed in, and it's just like another form of like you're paying yourself dividends there. Just keeping the mobility dialed in, keeping the joints healthy.
Yeah, I mean a couple other things. I guess I'm sure that people want to know, if you're going out in Southie, right? What's the drink of choice for staying hot?
Stay dialed, dude. We're going a tequila soda with a splash of grapefruit juice, but that's
Nice.
only if the bar is not too busy, because you
Yeah.
don't want to stress out the bartender too much. But tequila soda for sure.
100%.
What
Yeah.
are you rolling with?
I mean, the TSL method is definitely out there. I think it's kind of a time and place thing. Like at the bar, probably up the tequila soda, but if it's like a summer day, sun cruiser, bro. Like I've been on the wave, so
We're cruising, baby.
We're cruising, cruise control, doing a lot of that. But yeah, I think tequila soda is solid. I mean, my big thing is like, there's no point in just drinking a ton of calories. Like I'd rather just have low calorie stuff and you can just keep ripping that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's like also, it's like, I don't want to drink like like that disguises it. You know, you kind of want to, again, the awareness thing, and you almost kind of, the taste is kind of nice, and then you're like, all right, like I know what I'm putting in.
Yeah.
Putting in the tank there. But yeah, it's like keep it light, you know, save your calories for your Tates later in the day. And you know, that'll keep the machine happy.
Absolutely, man. What's the go-to flavor for Tates?
Tates, oh dude, I'm a classic. I like the crispy chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
Thin ones. I just love, you can't beat that little crunch, dude. It's not too much, but it's just enough. Something about that. I could do that all day long.
Yeah.
But underrated the blueberry, I'd say.
I was just gonna say that. The chocolate chip are probably the best, but the blueberry is like they're hard to find. Like over the summer they had them some places. I found them a couple weeks ago, grabbed a bunch, but those are just underrated. Like those are good. Chocolate chip are good. Yeah, I mean all the flavors are decent, but I don't know, man. So nothing beats just the classic. You know what I mean? So going forward, like what's kind of your goal with fitness now? Just keeping things going, or do you have any like big things you're going for? Or?
I'd say going forward, obviously, mobility is probably that's like my number one thing. Just staying, you know, I just want to stay as fit as I can for as long as I can, and you know, decades down the line, you know, like playing like football with my kids or whatever, like whenever that might happen.
Yeah.
But and like yeah, I'd say mobility, but I'd also, you know, there's that voice in my head, like I would love to go like maybe pump up the numbers a little bit, get a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Especially in the winter, you can kind of get away with it. So I don't know, maybe, like I said, I would love to get up to like 225, 230. But we'll see. You know, I'm not right now. I'd say just working on the mobility. Ski season's around the corner. I'm a pretty big skier, so get the legs all juiced up, ready for that. What about you? What are you looking at right now?
It's a good question. I kind of got to a point where like I've gotten like really strong on certain lifts to a point where it's like it's taxing, bro. Like lifting really heavy like kills your nervous system. So I'm kind of focusing more on just like physique stuff. Like, all right, you know, do I have to get sub 10% body fat? No, but like, is it worth trying? Probably. So I'm trying to just like get leaner and just, I mean, mobility goes hand in hand with that too. Like for me, it's like if I can just look really good, feel really good, and be healthy, like that's the goal. So yeah, I think for me, I'm trying to push the body fat percentage a bit, just because it's funny, dude. Like I grew up like pretty overweight. Like that's what got me into it. I was like literally 7th grade. I was probably one of the fattest kids in my grade. Like I won't even lie.
Dude, like those before and after pictures are nuts.
Yeah, like it was, and part of that just like being someone who was always carrying a lot of body fat. It's like you get to a certain point where you're like, I wonder how low I can go. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I mean, some lifts I'm trying to get stronger on, some I'm just trying to look to maintain. But yeah, just overall like health, longevity is kind of what I'm going for. But yeah, dude, what's the go-to mountain? You a big skier?
Yeah, dude. Sugar Bush up in Vermont. Been going there since I was a kid. My uncle lives up there, so pretty lucky I've always got like a couch to crash on, and I've been doing like a ski house with my sister the past 2 years. So we'll rent a house for like 2 months, get up there on the weekends. Yeah, Sugar Bush, dude. You a skier at all?
Yeah, dude. So I pretty much, we had a condo at Killington growing up. So I went there for years, ended up selling it, and then I kind of just skied, you know, here and there, a couple like Wachusett days or like something local. But last like 2 years, I got really into it. Like last year, my dad rented a condo, and I had the Icon Pass, and I probably skied like 25 days. Like I've never skied that much, but it's great. I mean, just getting out, the whole experience, just skiing, coming back, having a good meal, like even having like a beer, like it's just a great vibe. So yeah, I just got the Icon Pass again, so I'm trying to tear it up for sure.
Let's go, dude. Icon's the move. Sugar Bush is on there, so we got to get you up for a weekend.
Oh, it is, dude. 100%, man. Yeah, let's get a trip going.
Let's do it, dude.
Cool, man. Well, I won't take too much more of your time. I guess the last question is, someone watching it, right? They're not where they want to be with their fitness. Do you think getting on the program, joining the Swolgers, is that a good decision, bad decision? What are your thoughts on that?
It is the best decision you can make. Swolgers is such a awesome crew to be a part of. And dude, honestly, it's like the hardest part is just starting. Once you get started, Matt's gonna hook you up. He's gonna get you right. The program will be dialed into you. And like, dude, it's the investment in yourself, and it's just make that investment in yourself. You're gonna like it. You're gonna see results, and it's gonna help you out. You're gonna be really happy that you made this investment in yourself.
Oh yeah, man. Well, dude, appreciate you for hopping on. Always good to chat. Yeah, we'll have to get a ski trip in soon.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for having me on. This is awesome.
All right, man. Well, dude, enjoy. It's Friday afternoon, so enjoy the weekend, and I'm sure I'll see you around.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. You too.
All right, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. Tommy was crushing it on the program and thought it would be a good opportunity to go over his transformation and give you guys some value on things that you can implement to improve your health and fitness and just become the best version of yourself. So hopefully you got some value out of that. If you did, hit that subscribe button. Going to be pumping more of these podcast videos more often. And if you are looking to take your fitness to the next level, build more muscle, hit some PRs in the gym, lose stubborn body fat, and just look completely different in the mirror so you have confidence every single day when you get up and go to work, then I highly recommend checking out the Level Up Transformation Program, where the goal here is to solve training, solve nutrition, and accountability so that you actually can see visual proof of results every single week and get to your fitness goal, right? And I'm actually gonna give you a quick visual of what exactly is in the program. So here we go. So in order to solve training, you're gonna get access to the True Coach mobile app. Now in this app, you're gonna have your own customized workout program tailored to you, your goals, your schedule. You're gonna have exercises. You're gonna know exactly how much weight and reps to perform, form tutorial videos, and we're also gonna be tracking your progress over time. And every week, I'm actually gonna go in to the app and do the progressive overload for you to make sure you're actually getting stronger every single week and have that visual proof of that. We're also going to be tracking progress, such as progress pictures, your body weight, setting goals, and really making sure you're getting the best out of your experience here. Now, every client is also going to get access to my school online course where I really cut through the misinformation in the fitness industry and just provide you a lot of value on training, on nutrition, health, mindset, goal setting, really all the things that I felt like you needed to know to make your best transformation. Not just in fitness, but just to help you be the best version of yourself. And then lastly, you're gonna get access to the Swolgers private coaching community. And this is great because it's all like-minded people on the program looking to just improve, share value, share wins. I'm sharing value, and it's really helpful for motivation. Seeing everyone win, it really pushes you to get more out of the program. So if that is something you are interested in, you can click the link in the description and apply for the program or send me just a message on Instagram.